I'm Aaron Baker. I'm the CEO of Game Cloud Network. I've been in the games industry for almost 30 years. I got my start doing Super Nintendo games in the early 90s. I've had the opportunity, more recently I was the CTO for Electronic Arts in Asia, and been an independent developer now for about 12 years. We came up with Rivit about a year and a half ago as a way to really create a next generation ecosystem for the games industry that's able to bring in brands, bring in influencers, and create a live operations framework for games teams to allow them to do the kinds of activations that are expected today. So through incredible content management, the live operations teams are now able to do, drop limited edition digital merchandise, do direct-to-consumer e-commerce, all of these sorts of capabilities in a near real-time fashion. And we saw that as the next generation of gaming to bring together that ecosystem.
For me, gaming has been the dominant form of entertainment in our culture since 2011, and there's no serious metric that shows anything otherwise, right? So betting on gaming is betting on the future.
People, the consumers, are spending more time on games than watching Netflix. Netflix right now is looking to get in the game business because they see that gaming is the future, and their biggest competition is games like Fortnite.
It's a challenge in games. For the large games, the teams are enormous. It's a lot of technology. By the time they're ready to ship, it's it's baling wire and duct tape, and that kind of reliable content management infrastructure you need with the workflow, the approvals, testing environments separate from the production environment, all those kinds of things that you need to really make that work. That's part of what Rivit does, and that's where we started. And your content, your formats, it's all versioned. We automatically migrate it between versions, and that's no easy feat. But beyond that, we allow for dynamic storyline. So a brand or activation can include this story that goes on, not just an asset. Obviously the digital goods, the physical goods, loyalty points, and quest lines. And each of those things comes together to create this framework that the live operations team can use to run a content cadence and a feature cadence that just wasn't possible before. And we're very excited as we introduce this to new development and publishing partners. And we think the industry is kind of at this transition point. Everybody's thinking about it, everybody's talking about it, everybody is saying it's games as a service, but it's not quite there yet. And we're really proud to have created this new architecture that we think really encapsulates this new way of thinking about distributed architecture for gaming to empower live operations so that you can create these kinds of live activations, whether it's with a brand, whether it's with an influencer, or whether it's even your internal content and IP. Well, one of the challenges for the gaming industry for the past decade has been its reliance on really complicated monolithic engineering infrastructures. And that creates less flexibility for the live operations team. And it's harder to deal with the kind of activations where you're bringing in new content. You want to run from Sunday to Tuesday, a tournament. You want to bring in, the Nike digital sneakers. That stuff becomes really hard in that model. We started in games, it was a sprint. You had very little time, and you ship it, you're done. Maybe you can patch it if it's a PC game, and but that's it. You go on to the sequel, and that's just not the model anymore. The game goes live and you just start. That's really the start of the journey. You've got this framework there, and what's the team going to put into that framework to keep the audience engaged, for an extended period of time. Really excited to see how developers use this over the next several years.